In these problems, we're dealing with types of angles and what their names are. You might already be familiar with an angle that looks like this. This is a 90-degree angle, like you'd find at the corner of a square or a rectangle. And it's marked with this little square down in the corner so that you know it's 90 degrees. We call that a right angle. So the correct answer for this problem, which of the following is a right angle, would definitely be C. Other types of angles here, well, this one, it's bigger, it's wider than a right angle. We call that an obtuse angle. There isn't one here, but if you have an angle that's smaller, more closed than a 90-degree angle, that would be acute. And if you have an angle that's all the way open up, so it's a straight line, a 180-degree angle, we call that a straight angle. It's really a line, so a straight angle and a line are actually the same thing. So let's look at this next one. It says classify the angle, and what they're wanting is acute, obtuse, right, straight. Well, it's clearly not a straight angle. If it were a right angle, it would have that little box down here, and this one looks a little wider than a right angle. Since it's wider or more open than a right angle, we call that obtuse. So this angle is obtuse. All right, let's look at one more here. This one says if angle ROS is acute. So ROS would be this angle right in here. If that's acute, and that it does look acute, it looks smaller than a 90-degree angle, and angle TOR, so TOR, that's that line along the bottom, is straight, well that makes sense, that does look like a straight angle, then TOS is what kind of angle? Well, you can probably tell just from looking at it that this is wider or bigger, more open than a 90-degree angle, so we'd call that obtuse. And there's no way of getting around it. If this is a straight line on the bottom, and we have a line that intersects it here, it's either going to make an acute and an obtuse angle, or maybe it's going to make, if it's straight up and down, two 90-degree angles. Those are the only choices you'd have there. So that's a little bit about naming the types of angles.